Okay, before we do, let me just share the screen. Right off. Okay. Just double checking. Okay, and we are live. Hi, everyone, and welcome to our latest webinar on the security benefits of using virtual desktops. Today, I'll be joined by my co-host, Carolina, who will assist by gathering any questions you may have. So please keep in mind, guys, if you have any questions regarding today's topic or would like to learn more about JobDoc, feel free to ask them in the comment section below. It's a pleasure to have you here today, Carol. How are you doing?
I'm doing good, Morne. How are you? I had my mic off. I'm
No
super happy to
worries.
have Tinashe and you here, and I'm excited to learn a lot of new things today.
Absolutely. Yes, yes. I'm super excited about today's topic. And as you just mentioned, ladies and gentlemen, the man of the hour, please put your hands together for our special guest from South Africa and an expert in this topic, Tinashe. He will guide us through today's presentation. Hi,
Please
Tinashe.
take
How
over.
are you doing?
Thank you so much. Hey, Morne. Hey, Carolina. Thank you for having me here.
Awesome. Yeah, we are super excited about today's topic. I'm pretty sure the audience is going to learn a lot about this virtual desktop. So, Tinashe, with that said, what do you have in store for us today?
Okay, cool. So, today we shall be talking about the benefits or security benefits of having a virtual desktop as a subsidiary when accessing different enterprise systems. So, today we shall be talking specifically about our Azure Virtual Desktops. You'll find that there's many other companies that do offer virtual desktops capabilities, but of course, today we shall be talking about desktops. So yeah, cool. So we can just hit it off. Okay, cool. So end users, right? For end users, if let's say they're on Azure Virtual Desktops, it enhances cybersecurity while providing a seamless, secure experience. Um, Here's how some of these benefits come along for specific end users with regards to cybersecurity on a cybersecurity perspective. So it's secure access anywhere, anytime. So I'll refer to AVD, that's Azure Virtual Desktops, um, just so you know. Cool. So AVD allows users to securely access their virtual desktops from any device, anywhere, while keeping data off their local devices. So, for example, if let's say you're working on something and you're logged in onto an enterprise system or a specific person or a client, you're not accessing that through your personal computer, but then you're using your computer to access the virtual desktop so that you can be able to access the enterprise system, which is very good. It ensures like some of the sensitive company data remains safe, and it also ensures that the user's device, if let's say the user's device is lost or anything like that, there won't be any detriment to the client's information or anything like that. So that's how it works. We can slide along. There's also an element of protection of personal devices. So with AVD, users can work on virtual devices without exposing these devices to corporate data. So all data stays on Azure Secure Platform, reducing the risk of malware or other vulnerabilities or personal device affecting corporate resources. So there is that line, a barricade outside from your personal computer to the virtual desktop. Because what is happening there's an actual VPN that is working in between so that it separates what you're doing on your computer, personal computer that is, and the virtual environment that you're accessing on the virtual desktop. We can slide along. It's also consistent security policies. So most of the times you find that if let's say you're working on your computer, your personal device, there are certain things that do change because of course we're working in a very technological advanced era, and of course there's a need to change security policies, and you can do so uniformly using a virtual environment as opposed to them using their personal device to access these things. Of course, anything can happen. There can be a breach, but then if like everything is being consistently upgraded on a virtual environment that you're accessing, then you don't have the worry of there being any infringements or contamination to your personal device. So you'll find that end users benefit from consistent security policies, such as encryption and access controls across all devices. So IT manages these policies centrally, so users can focus on their tasks without needing to worry about configuring or maintaining the security settings. With that being said, we can switch it on. And another point we can state out, there's a reduced risk from phishing attacks. Yeah, in this day and age where cybersecurity is a concern, and there's a lot that is happening, right? The Azure's integration with the multi-factor authentication and conditional access policy helps prevent unauthorized access, even if user credentials are compromised. So this protects end users from phishing attacks that target their accounts. So yeah, keep that in mind. It will definitely be a good thing to have because hey, you don't want anything information to be phished and having issues in the long run. We're gonna switch along. Cool. So aside from that, the files that you have are protected, which is very good. As I was saying earlier, this is not happening on your personal device, right? Your personal device is just an antenna to access the virtual environment. So AVD allows end users to access and share files securely within the virtual desktop environment. So files are stored and managed in the cloud, which adds an extra layer of protection against any potential malware or accidental data exposure on personal or shared devices. And aside from that, let's say there is a need to recover something, right? Given that it's on the cloud, right? It's not on your actual PC. Because if let's say it's on your personal computer, if let's say you delete it and you remove it from the recycle bin, it's gone. You cannot get it back. And unless maybe you have like a cloud computing, cloud storage, maybe like OneDrive or something like that, to store. You might lose it forever. But with the centralized way of how AVD works or the virtual environment works, you'd find that some of this information can be restored because, of course, there is policies and durations before specific information or documents or files can be retrieved. So those are things that can also be centralized and managed by the IT department to ensure that you don't lose any of your stuff. We're going to switch along. Also, there is automatic security updates. So as I was saying earlier, like there's constant need for updating of policies. And of course, given that the virtual environment itself allows for us to be able to manage what is required. We have firewalls, antiviruses that work succinctly to ensure that we have a secured environment. So this is all automatically updated. You don't need to worry about having to do that because it provides that automatic updates and patches applied to centrally by IT administrators. Users do not need to worry about installing security updates themselves. So, which minimizes the risk of vulnerabilities caused by outdated software. So you find that maybe on your PC, not everyone is astute to be able to go in there and do their updates on their own. But with the benefit of the Azure Virtual Desktop or the environment itself that the IT administrators manage, there is a benefit of having that updated automatically. And of course, if there's new viruses or any malicious attempts, that might be, noticed. It's easy to notice because it's all being managed central in a central environment. Cool. As we scooch along, aside from that, there is an enhanced support with less downtime. So, for example, let's say something happens to your computer, right? Uh, you're unable to access a specific application, and this is happening because of your actual computer. Maybe it's a local application, and you're unable to access it. This is reduced because if you're accessing it from a virtual desktop, this has nothing to do with your personal computer. So meaning all you have to do is just log in onto the virtual desktop. And given that it is enhanced with support and less downtime, you're less likely going to have issues accessing such an application because with AVD, it can quickly provide support, resolve issues, and enforce security policies without needing physical access to the user's devices. This improves user productivity, which ensures a constant secure experience, which is also very good. So yeah, last but not least, there's a simplified recovery from security incidences. As I was saying earlier, with regards to how you can restore things from the cloud. In a case, let's say maybe there's a cyber security or cyber incident, IT can quickly isolate and resolve the issue within the virtual desktop environment, minimizing its impact on end users. Additionally, any compromised virtual desktop can be restored to its previous secure state with minimal disruptions, given that it's all in the virtual space as opposed to an actual computer. If let's say your computer gets attacked, right? You might have different implications because of course there's hardware implications that are involved there, software implications. But of course, on a virtual desktop, given that it's more secure, right? And of course, as I had said, there's less downtime. You'll find that you won't have these kinds of problems. With that being said, could there be any questions about what we have shared today? Thank you so much for listening.
Thank you, Tinashe, man of the hour, for this super valuable webinar. So we do have a couple of questions. Please feel free to answer them. So one of them is Azure Virtual Desktops available for any type of computer and laptop?
Oh, thank you for that question. So with regards to that, device compatibility, Azure Virtual Desktop is available on a wide range of devices, including Windows, Mac OS, iOS, Android, and even web browsers. So you can access it from most modern computers and laptops without any issues. Given that, of course, like depending on the virtual desktop you're trying to run, there will be specifications or requirements for you to be able to run that virtual desktop. But you pretty much can run it on any platform or rather any software system as long as it meets the requirements.
Amazing. So this being said, does the cloud have any max of megas that can be used for storage?
Thank you. Good question. So in Azure, storage is based on the type and size of the storage you select. So when configuring your virtual space or your virtual desktop, I would say, there are requirements. So you would have specifications. So let's say someone is requiring to have a specific application on their virtual desktop. So what we then do as IT, we go in the backend and check for the right specifications for that particular application, and we go about selecting it so that whenever someone is using that application, right, they don't go over their resources, which would be the megas that you're mentioning. So there's no hard cap on storage in terms of megas. So storage limits depend on specific plan or subscription you choose. And Azure offers a scalable storage, meaning you can add more space as needed, but costs will scale accordingly because of that.
Yeah. Okay. So we have a question from LinkedIn that says, can I use Azure Virtual Desktop on my laptop and desktop too? Just want to make sure.
Okay, so let's just double check. Tinashe, are you still here? Okay, that also happens from time to time. I think we lost him in the process. But yeah, those are all good questions. So in that regard, guys, if you have any questions, regarding this specific topic, please feel free to DM us and we will get back to you, answering these specific questions. And also remember, guys, you can send us any questions regarding JobDoc or the application process at any time. That would be like via Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram. We are always here to assist you. So please feel free to share your questions and we will get back to you. That said, even though we lost Tinashe, we would like to give
I'm
a
back.
huge...
I just had a quick spike, but yeah.
Okay, perfect. Yes, we do have a couple of questions left. So Carol, if you don't mind, could you ask those questions again, please? Welcome back, Tinashe.
Thank you. Sorry about that. Oh, you muted, by the way, no? Correct.
Sorry, you're right. So the question was if they can use this virtual desktop on both on their desktop and on their laptop.
Yeah, oh, good question. Yes. The virtual desktops are like multi-device access. So you can access the virtual desktop on multiple devices, such as both laptop and desktop. Um, and it, as I had said with the first question that you had asked, it'll all dependent on the requirements and specifications. So once you have that set out, you can pretty much have a virtual desktop on any kind of computer device, depending on it meeting the requirements. So definitely, you can pretty much access this on a you have a multi-device access, and this makes it convenient to switch between devices while maintaining access to. So yeah, that's how that works.
Okay, great. And do you know if it saves all of the information every once in a while, or do you have to do it manually? How does that work?
Okay, so there's constant backups that do run. So there's automatic file saving. That's what they actually call it, whereby you can have different intervals. So specifically, you can have like constant saving on a hourly basis, depending on what you're actually trying to do. Not only on an hourly basis, or also you can have on a daily basis or on a weekly basis, depending on what you're trying to store. So there's no limit. It all depends on what the person is requiring. We can pretty much uh, ensure that we specifically have it saving like that. So we could manually do that, or we could automatically do that for it to run like backups, either on OneDrive or SharePoint, with any synced cloud storage application that you would require for us to use, but something that we can always configure.
Great. That being said, all of our questions through all of our platforms that we're currently streaming from are resolved, Tinashe. What would be of us without you? So thank you so much for answering those questions so clearly. And Morne, what do you have to say?
Yeah, thank you, Carol. Tinashe, this was an amazing presentation. We learned so much today. Thank you for, your time and effort to explain this topic, not only to us, but, of course, to the audience as well. We greatly appreciate it. And I'm pretty sure that the audience is going to learn a lot from this topic. And also to the audience, guys, if you joined late, please don't worry. We recorded this webinar and we are going to post it on our website, so please be sure to check it out. You'll find it at the resources tab, and please click on webinars. You can basically just enter your name and email address, and you'll be able to stream this webinar or basically watch the recording. So Tinashe, thank you so much for your time, and then also to the audience as well, guys. If you are interested in any of our career opportunities, please visit our website at jobdoc.com and apply today. We offer incredible career growth opportunities, and it will also help you by achieving an amazing work-life balance. So please be sure to check out our career opportunities. Carol, it was a great pleasure co-hosting this webinar with you. And once again, Tinashe, you were an amazing guest. Thank you so much for being here. Do you guys have anything
Thank
else
you
to
so
say?
much for having me. They appreciate it.
Thank you everyone
Awesome.
who joined. And if you have any questions regarding the application process or how JobDot works, whatever your question is, make sure to go check out any of our social media pages. You can just go ahead and send the question there. We'll be more than happy to assist. And yeah, thank you so much, Morne and Tinashe. I hope you have a great rest of your day. And